Okay, post-workout. I was feeling terrible this morning and I still decided to work out. It hit me pretty hard. I'm a big believer in kind of sweating out a sickness if you feel like you're getting a fever or, have a little viral illness. Sometimes revving the engine and, getting your metabolism jacked up, whether it's with cardiovascular exercise or sauna, can be good for smoking out the illness, but it also kind of just knocks you down. So that's how I'm feeling right now. But anyway, I wanted to record a quick video because I had a thought while I was working out. I think that the argument for Christianity, Catholicism, religiosity, the belief in God, against the kind of modern atheist, rationalist, materialist, scientific, mindset, worldview. I think that argument often doesn't make the simple point that is defensible, and instead, and I'll make that point in a moment, and instead presents itself as some dogmatic, exogenous, outside-in set of rigorous beliefs that one need adhere to. If you're going to call yourself a rationalist, a Western reductionist, then you stand on the idea that you're not willing to take anything without evidence, which is a perfectly rational and reasonable feeling to have. And what the scientific worldview gets us to is the declaration that all that is, the entirety of the universe, based on our observations and the capacity to reason back in time, was at one point both a singular point in space and the origin of what we've come to know as time. And so by definition, that which came before and that which was outside, so both the things in the time outside of that which is defined by what came after, all that we see now, and that which was physically outside of the point origin that we call the Big Bang, was nothing. And from nothing, everything came. And furthermore, when we die, in the Western rationalist tradition, because not a lot has been built out of it. What beauty has come from the European and Greek tradition that we think rationalism is based on was largely the religiosity and beauty that inspired things like architecture and democracy. But so you're meaning to tell me that nothing birthed everything, and after we die we go back to it, which you could call our creator. This is, again, just in the Western mind. What we're talking about is an intelligent nothingness outside of space and time that served as the harbor, the medium, the channel, the manifesting mechanism for all creation. It's as simple as recognizing that one might just call that God to be able to get to a rationalist understanding of religion. And from there, all one need have is a transcendent experience. You can use psilocybin, you could use iboga, you can use a myriad of things, breathing techniques to get into a altered state of consciousness, which people have been doing forever, to see the way to perceive the universe around us outside of the patterned intake, the filter, the sort of reality tunnel that we have fabricated for ourselves, inside of which we live normally. So it only takes a fairly deep thinker to understand that we all exist within our own preconceived filter of time and space. There's simply too much information coming in at any one moment through our senses to be able to deal with it all without prejudice. We all need to filter out that which we do not deem important to us. Having an experience of direct reality, as overwhelming as it is something akin to saying, like, you're getting closer to God. And people do that in a lot of different ways. And I think that's the start of coming to the recognition that all life is sacred. Because by definition, every other person that is conscious is an equal infolding of the universe itself. Every person is as much a seat of divine consciousness as I am, by definition. And so, from that rationalist religious framework, we're able to derive things like the Judeo-Christian ethic, the rule of law, the judicial system, the idea that all people are created equal under the eyes of God and therefore are innocent until proven guilty, should be judged by their peers, that nobody should be punished for anybody else's crime, something like individual autonomy. Without the appreciation of the pervasive and fertile nothingness that precedes and escapes all known reality, and yet simultaneously gives birth to it, both in time and space, is ever present, is something akin to saying that God is with us always. It's like the force, the prana, the what would you say? The music of the Ainur. In every great story, there is a representation of that which is harmonic, fertile, powerful, ever present, and is the essence of what is to be understood as magic, insofar as magic is real. And all religion is a celebration of the framework, whether that be an oral tradition or rituals that allow a community of people to hold space for that understanding. And I got it from years ago being a pothead and a surfer. And I think to each his own, but that worked for me. And it set me up for a life where I recognize the importance of truth, self-worth, self-respect, kindness, justice between people. It gave me the framework for a disciplined life. And I feel compelled to now share this kind of thing because I was raised very much anti-religious. And now that I'm my own man and have my own family and my own kids and just responsible for my life, I find myself to be much more religious, but not in the classic sense. I don't attend church currently. I'm not a member of a denomination. I don't claim any, stratified group of religious practitioners, merely that I feel like I have a relationship with God personally. And I feel like it makes me a better person, a more accountable person, a person who attempts to be righteous, a person who is honest with himself about his shortcomings and his struggles and his addictions. And I want to share what I've learned and gained and been rewarded with through this, journey and pursuit. And that's largely the theme of this channel. So I appreciate you guys. I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm still kind of wasted from the gym and getting over the sickness. My body is just kind of heavy and achy. But got my workout in, got my caffeine to try to jumpstart the old engine, and gonna go home and see the fam bam and just do my best, you know. So love you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.